This is the Sunday edition of the 217 Recovery Podcast. Tonight's episode was carefully selected by Marney.
Could be little, could be big. But going back out is not the answer.
Sit back, relax, or do whatever it is you do, and enjoy Marney's Sunday night replay.
Is that where the little emojis that are laughing get put up?
Oh, you got jokes now?
I'm just saying.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Hey, I was thinking about you today. I heard your song on the radio. And then I got on Facebook and realized why I was thinking about you. So give me a call. Bye.
I still need to call Ed back.
Do that.
It's been a hot minute. He did congratulate us on our wedding, though.
Ah, that's nice.
And his wife, Maria, said, when are we going to meet her? I don't know. It is the 20th of December. The year is 2020. My name is Corey Winfield. Joining me in the studio, co-host
Marney Winfield.
Oh, cool. Cool last name.
Thanks.
It's a nice ring to it. But yeah, so they're interested in meeting you, Mrs. Winfield. So,
and this is a good friend from back home.
Yep. Yeah, I grew up with Ed. We went to hike school together.
Okay.
And I got to ask him, what song are you talking about, man? Might have been, you remember that song from Kiss? Let's put the X in sex.
Vaguely.
Okay, I doubt it was that song. But I'm just saying, who knows? It could have been. It could have been.
Huh.
I don't know what Ed listens to. Ed is a Kiss fan, I believe.
Okay. Well, that would make sense then.
So, I mean, I hope to God not. If he was, yeah. Anyway, let's just move on. So, since Christmas is coming up, just what, 4 days, 5 days? Well, yeah, 5 days because today's the 20th.
Yeah.
We figured we would review Christmas movies. We're down our top 5 all-time favorites. These are our personals. And that way, if somebody's like, oh, I've never seen that, you know, they still have time before Christmas to catch up or maybe check them out.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in just a minute. First, though, I have to address a situation. And the listener, Scott, he reached out and he was all about it. And I told him once I got my 2 years, which was 5 days ago, that I would change my eating habits. I would stop diving into the sugar. And I posted the other day on Sugar Anonymous. It's a Facebook page that I created. The picture was of Haagen-Dazs pineapple coconut ice cream.
Okay.
And then a picture of the devil.
Okay.
And it said, these two are the same. Because no sooner than I get my 2 years and I'm all right, let's start this, no ice cream thing and let's cut back on that sugar and just start eating healthy. Haagen-Dazs brings back my favorite ice cream of all time.
Yeah.
Pineapple coconut. It's so delicious. It's got like a refreshing taste to it. It's ice cream, so it's good. Those MFers.
He thinks he was set up.
Yeah. Clearly they heard me and they're like, oh, let's get back at that Corey Winfield guy. He's got that billionaire name. Let's make sure he stays fat. Nice and plump. So yeah, like we were at Meijer and you were like, honey, look, and we were just talking about this. And I was like, oh. And people probably thought I was a crackhead in Meijer. They're like, what the hell's that dude running down the ice cream aisle for? And saying, buy them all. And I was serious. Buy them all. Buy every single one of them.
I did, because it was like not even a few days before that. And you're like, you know what my favorite ice cream of all time is they don't make it anymore, though. Pineapple coconut. Haagen-Dazs made it. They don't make it anymore.
So good.
There it was.
Yes.
Yep.
It's MFers, man. I'm going to write them a nasty email.
At least they sell it in the small containers. So we got that going for us.
Yeah, they're not going to discount crack.
Oh my gosh.
It's crack in a little ice cream container is what it is. It's horrible. And I think I ate like 4 of them. I've eaten 4 of them. Maybe 5. I don't remember. There's one in there. It's not anymore. Nom, 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 nom. It's horrible. But I am going to not buy that stuff again, even at Walgreens, I'm looking for it now. Like, I don't care. Any store with a cooler, I'm like, I wonder if they got some over there. That's how bad sugar is. Sugar will mess you up, man. That's why 2 year mark, 2 years clean from all drugs. And now I'm going to tackle sugar. So wish me luck. I'm going to need it. And like I said, we started that. Well, I've had that Facebook group for a minute. Sugar Anonymous. and people like join it like crazy. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, and maybe we can support each other through the times of the holidays. What did I do with the holidays though? Right. No, and you know what? I'm not saying that I'm going to just stop eating sugar. I never said I'm just going to eat healthier and cut back on that, because I think a little sugar is fine.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. We'll see. In like 2 months, I'm like, I have to come to terms. I can never eat sugar again. I can never eat sugar again. You never know.
I don't know if it'll get to that point.
I hope to God it's not that dramatic, but
no, I think you're just making it to be that way.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on that. And I wanted to touch, before we get to our Christmas movies, on our 217 Recovery Fantasy Football League.
Ah, yay, me and you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's you came in the playoffs with the 4th seed. Mm-hmm. I was the 3rd seed. I knocked off the 5th seed. You knocked off the 6th seed last week, big time. Oh, no, you knocked off the 5th. I knocked off the 6th last week. Bye. It was Adam and Keith. You knocked off Adam. Adam's team was awesome. And Adam, you did a great job this year at fantasy football. Oh, no, I meant to hit this one. Sorry, yeah. Adam, you did such a great job. You win the most improved 217 recovery fantasy football player, coach, guy in the league of recovery. So that'll all be on a shirt.
Nice.
And I'm going to hook you up, Adam, with a shirt. And it'll have my face on it because you didn't win the league. But and it'll have that saying on it. And people will ask, what the hell? And underneath all that, it'll say, just Google it. So, but your shirt, Adam, is coming. And congratulations on winning that award. Unfortunately, Marney's team killed your team last week. So you're playing in the crap bowl playoffs. But good luck to you. So this week you had Charles, who was number 1, the number 1 seed, and Charles doing pretty good. And his team started kind of falling apart a little bit at the end, and he just couldn't make the moves he needed to make, and your team just walloped him. Of course, you have, who would you say your MVP is? Well, Derrick Henry, probably.
Allen.
Oh, your quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have good quarterback, and he put up some numbers.
He only had one bad week.
Yeah, at least he didn't get hurt in week 4. That's okay. I'm in the finals, and I got the Eagles quarterback. I thought, what the hell? I was tired of trying to mess around with Matt Ryan and Carr and all these crap quarterbacks and that dude from Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. I was like, I'm done. If I'm going out, I'm going out in blaze of glory. So last week I picked up the Hurts guy, and he's been making my opponents hurts. He made Keith Hurts, and then he made George Hurts this week. We both got the call or the text messages conceding.
Yeah.
Hey, good game. Yeah. Yeah. So next week we play each other for the championship. So don't be asking me for no advice.
I'm not gonna.
Don't.
I won't.
Don't. I'm not giving any.
Do my research.
Do it. So anyway, yeah, congratulations to you.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, we'll see who wins.
Okay.
Let's get to the movies.
All
right. Top Christmas movies of all time for Marney.
Okay, you want me to start? Okay. I debated going from 5 and then to the top, but I think I'm just going to, because some of them actually have to do with one another, so they're not necessarily, I'm going to start at number 1.
Oh, okay.
I'm just starting.
It's your show, man. Do what you want.
Yeah. Well, it's because I think a lot of people don't know this movie. Because there's so many that are just like, we're expecting it.
It's the build up to the number 1 that's...
I know, but
the... She's going to throw some crap at...
Okay, fine. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it your way.
Appreciate
That's
that.
fine.
Or you can do it your way.
Okay, no. A Christmas Story is number 5.
Overrated. Most overrated movie of all
That's
time.
why it's number 5. Not because it's not a good movie, not because it's not funny, not because it's not entertaining. It's just way too overplayed and vamped up.
TNT, they play it like around the clock.
I think they do. Right? I think they do. I think they play it just like marathon, like nonstop, 24/7 for like this whole week.
if I saw that, when's the last time you've seen that movie?
I think I stopped watching it when I was in like, I don't know. I think I might have like dragged through it like the Christmas I was home from like college.
Yeah.
Like my freshman year. I think I was like, it's on. And I was just like, this is painful.
It's bad.
But it is a good movie. Yeah, like.
Well, I mean, it's one of your favorites. It made the top 5.
It did make the top 5
of all time.
because if it was, I mean, I can't say if it wasn't on. I don't know. I might watch it.
I'll watch it with our kid one day.
There you go.
Once.
Okay. The next one I have is Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Great movie.
Great movie. It's more kind of got the adult twist on Christmas Carol. You know, he's like an alcoholic and like a snotty businessman. So the whole theme is there, stays the same, but it's kind of like a, you know, modern day spin. And I found that entertaining. I liked that. And plus, I love Bill Murray.
Yeah.
There's not one movie that he's in that I do not like. I'm a huge fan of him. Let's see. Okay, next is Santa Claus the movie.
The original. Well, when I say original, I mean there's probably one before that, but
No. Well, I think what they did was Santa Claus the movie was the first one they did, and that's got
Dudley Moore. You're not talking about the Tim Allen.
No. It's called Santa Claus the movie. It's got Dudley Moore as the elf. It's got John Lithgow. Is that how you say it? He's in it. He's like a business guy. Anyway, the whole thing is that Santa Claus is still Santa Claus, and it's like, you know, when did it come out? 85. Yeah, 85 it came out. And he's like overwhelmed because like people don't believe in Santa Claus anymore, and like these toy factories are taking over the whole idea of what Christmas is, and you know, his workshop toys are like so yesterday's news and nobody wants them anymore. And this elf, Dudley Moore, comes up with all these great ideas, like, of what kids would want now. Like, one of the examples I remember specifically was a baby doll that pees. And he's trying to present this idea to Santa Claus, which those do exist, meanwhile, just so you know, obviously. And they probably did when this movie came out. But Santa Claus was, like, aghast at this whole idea. Like, what kid would want a baby doll that pees? So anyway, he goes to New York City to like find him somebody who appreciates his toy making skills, and ends up in this big shenanigan with this toy company guy giving him the magic reindeer dust that makes the reindeer fly, and then putting it into this candy, and it's a whole big thing. Yeah. So it's a great movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay. And then the next one is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's the claymation version. Loved it. It's got the abominable snowman in it. The little hitchhiker guy who's got an accent. The little Rudolph's got a little girlfriend, reindeer, Clarice, and the little misfit elf that's like dork that can't make anything right. Hermie is his name in the...
Who's the yodeler guy?
Yeah, yodeler. That's what I was talking about. He's got the accent. Yeah, he's got like the snow pick and stuff.
Yeah, his mustache.
Yeah, big cute. It's funny.
That's a good one.
It's a great movie. That actually was made in 1964.
Is it really a movie, though?
Yeah.
Is it only like half hour long or something?
It was made for TV, but I feel like it's way more than a half an hour. It's got to be more than a half an hour. And then, like, he's embarrassed of his nose. I remember he puts like a fake nose over his nose.
Some charcoal or something.
Yeah, or something. So it sounds like his nose is all plugged up. It's a super cute movie. Great for, I mean, even today, kids got to love it. So if your kids haven't seen that and they're busy watching like all these Pixar Christmas movies, put that one on. It's awesome. And then my number one is Muppet Christmas Carol.
Of course.
Yeah. So just love it. Michael Caine's in it. He's Scrooge. I've talked about it before, but it's awesome. It's like a sing-along kind of deal. I watched that like year round. I did when I got it.
Now you own it. So
now I own it.
Digital.
Yeah, my honey got it for me. So
I don't understand how if you would have went from 1 to 5, that would have,
because Scrooge and Muppet Christmas Carol are both the whole concept of, you know, the 12 Ghosts of Christmas, and they're kind of supposed to be the same, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a good list. There are some obvious ones missing, but it's top 5. And
see, then they're not missing for me.
Right. This is your personal list, and whatever puts you in the Christmas spirit, like gives you that whole good feeling, like this is Christmas. Like the Rudolph one. Like that, when I see that, I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing, but it just reminds me of when I was a child. And
that's the thing, though, is Christmas
spirit
in general is all about nostalgia. Like, if there's one thing about Christmas, like, people just don't make cookies. Yeah, cookies are great, but like Christmas cookies and like, you know, all the traditions and things that Christmas is about, it's all about like nostalgia. And, you know, we pick out these happy things that made us happy, things that, you know, remind us of the good old days or whatever. So
good memories.
Yeah, and I think we tend to do that. And I'm sure I know I've had miserable Christmases, but we're not going to remember those. I'm not going to focus on those. And, you know.
Yeah. Well, good list.
Today. Thank you.
Good little list.
Thanks.
And my top 5 Christmas movies of all time that I've ever seen that has to do with Christmas, there are movies about Christmas. I can't believe I left Scrooge off, but I did. There are some notables that I had to leave off. And I came prepared because I figured you would have like 20 movies. But
I do in my head.
I have one, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called The Rare Exports.
No.
My brother got it for me for Christmas, I don't know, a while ago. It's very different take on Christmas, but I've let people watch it and borrow it, and they were like, "Oh my god, that was crazy, man!" It's not like it's about Santa Claus, but Santa's not really a nice guy. It's foreign, and he like eats children.
Okay.
So, but you want to try something different? Well, you got a few days before Christmas to go ahead and check it out. Rare Exports is the name of that. Also, one that almost made the list, but just didn't quite make it. The Night Before, which we watched a couple months ago with Seth Rogen and the dude that was in, I can't remember his name. For a while there, we were just watching a movie with him in it, like every night.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
He was in Inception. He was in that Third Rock from the Sun TV show.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's in it. And then Papa Doc from 8 Mile is in it. But it's pretty good, but didn't make the top 5. Making the top 5, though, in at number 5, that feel-good movie. You can always put it on and just know it's Christmas. Talking about Home Alone.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. Good movie. Kids love it. Number 4, which we watched not too long ago. This one makes me sad, and I think this is going to make me sad one day for obvious reasons, but The Family Stone. And I don't want to spoil it for people if you've never seen the movie, but a lot of Christmassy love, the brothers, the sister, the whole family kind of coming together back to mom's house, and that's kind of how our family does it, except my brother doesn't come home anymore. He just stays in LA and sends us pictures and tells us it's warm and 72 today. But yeah, watch that one. That's a good one. Number 3. A lot of people love this movie. A lot of people hate this movie. Talking about Elf. Will Ferrell. Of course, I like it because my favorite scene of all time, really, well, one of them, is when, what's his name? Dinklage? The little guy.
I only seen that movie one time.
Oh, it was just, you didn't like it?
No, I mean, it was all right.
The little person that was in it, he kept calling him like an elf. He's like, call me elf one more time. And he like jumped on the table and just ran down, smacked him. Oh, it's good. What's number 3? I have to watch that again. Number 2 is one we just saw weeks ago too. 4 Christmases.
Great movie.
Yes, that was it's funny. It still has that family feel to it. They're of course visiting their family. His parents are divorced. Her parents are divorced, and they had to hit them all. And these were 2 people that did not like Christmas, and starring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. It's funny when the baby. Like, I laughed so hard in the movie theater. It was so funny. The baby pukes and Vince Vaughn can hold together. Number 1 on my list. I'm kind of curious to see how you feel about this one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's good. Yeah.
The only part I hate about that movie is the stupid lights. When he's out there trying to mess with the lights. Mm-hmm. It gets kind of old.
Right.
But
I liked Gremlins. That was kind of a Christmas movie.
Yeah. I thought about
always
putting that in
on.
here. And then people will be like, oh, Die Hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. But Cousin Eddie, though, is that character. You can find him in every family. Mm-hmm. There's that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got the grandma who wraps up the cat.
Yeah.
And cat food in the Jell-O. And then they're like, hey, will somebody say their prayer? She's like, okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag. You know, and it's like, I mean, there's pretty much in all families somebody like that too. And I don't know, I can really relate to it, and it's funny. And when your boss doesn't give you that bonus that you've been really counting on, I've been on that end of it, you know, where the family's like, oh, we're going to get oh, no, we're not. Sorry. No warning, nothing.
Yeah.
So, but I've been on the other end too, where it's like, whoa, that's extra money bonus, like crazy. Like I can get a pair of shoes, maybe some Pop-Tarts if they're on sale. No, but yeah, so that's my list up top.
That's a good list.
5. Are you interested, or have you already seen Rotten Tomatoes top 5 Christmas movies?
I'd be curious though.
I am not a big fan of these movies at all. I just pulled it up before we started the podcast. All right, in it, their number 6 is just stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Oh, they're all stupid. All right, but in at number 6, they have The Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Not a Christmas movie. And it's stupid. In at number 5 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967.
The Dr. Seuss, the original.
Yep.
That would have been on my runner-up. Because that was one I watched a lot.
I didn't mind The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
That was good. I would like to watch that again. Can we make a list of ones we're going to watch, like in the next few days?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you do that? Thanks.
At number 4, I hadn't even heard of this one. The Shop Around the Corner.
What?
1940. Yeah, no thanks. Number 3, never heard of it. Holiday Inn.
Never heard of it.
1942. Number 2, I've never seen this movie. Miracle on 34th Street.
No?
1940 shub.
Yeah, that's a pretty classic one. You probably should watch it just to say you did.
Miracle on 34th Street delivers a warm holiday message without resorting to trickle. Not sure what that means. Trickle. And at number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. Never seen that either.
Yeah, that's another one that's classic.
The holiday classic to define all holiday classic.
I think that you need to watch that as well. Or try.
Wonderful Life is one of a handful of films worth an annual viewing.
See, they only make you watch it once a year.
Is that the one where like the bells get their wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't know. Something about that movie I just... because he seemed like a creepy guy.
It was made in the 40s.
46, yeah.
They were doing what they could.
So they were really hitting hard on those in the 40s. And then what happened?
I don't know.
60s, 1944, Meet Me in St. Louis.
That's a Christmas movie?
Yeah. They have Die Hard at number 12. Let's see. Edward Scissorhands, they have at number 18. Let me see where they have A Christmas Story at number 21. Rare Exports at 22, when I was telling people to watch. The Gremlins, 27. They don't really have Elf, 32. Batman Returns.
How's that a Christmas movie?
Bad Santa almost made my list. They have 37. So National Lampoons and Muppet Christmas. Oh, there we go. Muppet Christmas 1992 is at 43.
Okay. I like my list better.
Scrooge is at 49. Where's my number one? Home Alone's at 52. The Night Before is at 53. So, National Lampoon's at 56.
Wow.
Dang, right behind a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh, ouch. That's rough.
Jesus, help me. It's your birthday. Passion of the Christ. That's Easter, though. So, yeah, there we go. There's our top 5 movies, and hopefully, if you haven't seen them, you get a chance to before Christmas. And these are just our personal favorites. So, Marnie and I spent the day doing what married couples do.
Sexual.
No, why did you? No, we did some shopping. You did some work. I put together. Well, we can't really say because there people are listening that might get these as gifts.
Right.
But let's just say we spent some time together, and then I was telling Marnie that I think it's time that I write the letter to my father. Mm-hmm. And this is something, if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you probably might be up to date, but if this is your first time, you have no idea what I'm talking about. There was a lot of resentments that I was holding towards my father for a number of reasons, and I think that kept me, it didn't help me, for sure, when I was battling the alcohol addiction. And when I came to kind of realize, like, oh, wow, like, I do have these feelings, you know, I would try to bury them and try to hide them like it was no big deal. But, you know, just the fact that, you know, for a lot of personal reasons, and I might as well talk about it, I guess. But I just don't want to bore people that have already heard this, but I guess it wouldn't be boring. The resentment that I would have, like, for my father, for instance, he would come visit me, like, I don't know, once a year, like when I lived in Arkansas, but he moved away when I was real young, and I just always tried to seek his approval. And when I started getting older, 17, I got the job at the radio station, and he was in Arizona, so he never heard me, but I thought it was pretty cool that I was working there. And years go by, he comes home or whatever once in a while, but he still doesn't even listen to me on the radio. And then we started streaming. Stations I worked at started streaming. I'm like, hey, you can listen. He's like, I'm not listening to that. Like, my grandpa, what are you talking about? You won't listen? I'm your son. Like, I'm on the air, you know, like, using your damn last name, you know, like, what are you talking about? But then I realized now it's my damn last name.
That's right.
You know, but I don't know. It just hurt me. Like, and there are other things throughout my life. You know, I was always trying to seek his approval, and I was never really getting it. And so that kind of led up to some resentments. The fact that he could just pop in and be like, "Hey, don't be drinking," and then leave, you know, and try to scold me on something. And it's like, nah, man, like, you haven't taken me to the hospital once. You haven't had to sit through this. You don't know what this is about. And he didn't really take the initiative to want to care. So there's a lot of things that I had to work out, and that I'm going to in this letter. But when I was in treatment 2 years ago, I realized that this was something that I was really holding on to, and it was keeping me sick almost, you know, acting like everything's okay when it's not. You know, when I have these feelings, is something that I needed to acknowledge, and I did. And then I was told that I didn't have to deal with it right now. And that was just such a huge, like, relief. It was like, okay, good, because I'm not ready to. I want to just, you know, make sure I can not drink today. And I say it, and I said it before, in my head, I have put this issue on a shelf in a room, you know, like a little closet. I put this issue with my father, I've put it on a shelf, and it's just waiting there. I know it's there. I know I need to deal with it one day. I haven't talked to my father in 2 years. We just got married. You know, we talked about that. And, you know, you and I talked about that. But, like, I just think it's time. You know, Christmas, I need to do this for myself.
Right.
I don't really need to hear I'm sorry from him at all. I just need to put down on paper how I'm thinking and what I'm thinking. And to keep going through life is like, well, F him. He don't want to text me back. I texted him last Merry Christmas, and he didn't text me back. That's how he reacts. I don't want to act that way. I want to put it out there. And, you know, we don't have to be father-son. I'm 42 years old. But we can have some kind of relationship. I don't know what kind of relationship that is. But at least it can be something better than nothing.
Right.
Even if it is, hey, happy birthday, text messages. All right, cool. I can at least get it off my chest. And I can move on and I can close the door. Mm-hmm. I can finally take that shelf and put some other crap up there.
Right.
Up in my brain. But it's something that I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to write the letter tomorrow and send it out. So
yeah, I think that's great. And that's something, something that has been brought up. He's brought it up on the podcast, you know, several times. But in our relationship, like when it came time to, we're talking about how are we going to do our wedding and how, you know, who's all going to be there. And this is before we even figured out that COVID is going to make it impossible to have anything big, which we're grateful for now in hindsight. But when it came down to that, like I never pushed like for him to be like, so are you gonna, you know, and it kind of just, it got brought up in conversation and he's just like, no, I don't think I am going to, you know, invite him, but I'll let him know. And so, you know, Corey just kind of on his own terms and his own time is now comfortable enough to, you know, to write this letter. And I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. And I think a lot of us, we all have those things that we've shelved away. Some stuff we might not even know is there. That is pining somewhere, and somehow we've maybe put it subconscious enough to where we can get through the day, you know. But we know someday we're going to have to, you know, get that, you know, situation out and look at it, and you know how are we going to handle it, and how are we going to deal with it, and you know, what do they say? Clean your side of the street kind of deal, you know, and. At the end of the day, it's for you. It's for you and for your health and for your recovery, to get that stuff kind of like you've done what you can do. And, you know, you're telling him fantastic news. I mean, look at you, look at where you're at and everything that you've accomplished and how healthy you are and, you know, how many people you're helping and just your life is on track. And he needs to know that. And, you know, you did that on your own.
And once I write that letter and send it, I think a lot will be off my chest, off my mind. I think I'll be setting it free almost. Mm-hmm. Or I won't be carrying it around anymore. You know, like I said, it's not going to be in the shelf anymore.
Right.
You know, but I couldn't tackle it right when I got out of rehab.
Right.
It's just something that I was not ready to deal with. And now I'm in a place where I am. Mm-hmm. And my advice, and you're not asking for it because this is a podcast and you just listen to it, but if someone's pressuring you to, hey, well, you got to get that out, the first thing, you don't have to do anything. But just be careful because some things can stay up there. Yeah. You know, like you said, Marney, some things you don't even know about. And that was kind of one of the things I didn't really understand until I started really thinking about it. And the hurt was there, you know, and always seeking approval, always wanting his, you know, attention or, you know, just recognition and never getting it. Mm-hmm. And my stepfather's awesome. Great guy.
Yeah.
Amazing. He was at the wedding. He witnessed for me, but I mean, we never had that kind of connection that my father did. And the thing about my father too, and I was talking to you about it earlier, is when he is just around me, it's just him and I. Say we're just going to go to the store. I like hanging out with him. Cool guy. My stepmom enters the picture and he changes. He's a different guy. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was younger, I was thinking to myself, I don't ever want to marry a woman. I don't want to be in that kind of relationship where I just can't be myself all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just too much work. And he just didn't seem happy either. But when he was with me, it was fun and games and we just laugh and it was a good time. I don't know. It's really weird, hard to explain. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That's his life, man. I'm not living that. I'm just trying to write a letter. Right. Just trying to make myself feel better. And that's all I can do with the situation. But I'm going to write it, though. I'm going to write it tomorrow. I think I said I was going to write it before, but I didn't actually Set a date.
That's okay. Now is when it's supposed to happen.
It's the holidays too, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll be good.
I think so.
It'll be good. For sure. And something else I was going to mention too. Yeah. I was going to bring this up. If you need a recovery coach, get one.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty simple. If you don't know how to get one, ask somebody, how do I get one? Don't reach out to somebody and say, can you give me the phone number to somebody to try and get a recovery coach? I mean, unless you don't have a phone that has Google or internet, then maybe, but say that you don't have internet or Google. Because if you really want a recovery coach, you can get one. You can play a game and try to be like, well, nobody's doing it for me. Unless you're 12 years old, which you should probably contact somebody else because this is an adult podcast about addiction. But do it your damn self. You know, there's a time where you have to just say, you know what, I'm tired of playing games.
Yeah.
You know, when you're laying there detoxing from alcohol, you probably don't want to call a recovery coach. You probably can't call a recovery coach.
Right.
I get it. But, you know, you get 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year under your belt. You can figure out how to call a recovery coach if you really wanted one.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say is if you can't take the initiative to figure out what number to call to get one, then you're probably not going to utilize a recovery coach for what they're meant to be.
Right.
And they will know, and your recovery coach will recognize that as well. Not saying don't give it a shot, for sure. I mean, they'll bring stuff up to you that you don't even realize that you need to think about and how to approach things and things they can help you with. Give that whole idea a shot. I think recovery coaches are amazing.
But there's a lot of work that they have to do.
A lot of work.
When they have a client, when they get somebody that they're coaching, there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of paperwork. Mm-hmm. So don't waste anybody's time. And you're already wasting somebody's time by going, oh, can I get the phone number? Because no, if you want it, go get it. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're trying to play games with people, I don't know. You can play games you want. You can do whatever you want, I guess. But don't be surprised if you are playing games and somebody like me comes along and tells you, do it your damn self.
Right.
Because that's what I would tell somebody.
Yeah.
You know, if they want a recommendation like, hey, you know, I heard Families Against Narcotics, I heard that they could hook me up with a recovery coach. I'll say absolutely, they sure can. There's a link on our website, 217recovery.com, if you want to hit them up and ask them. You can get their phone number right from there as well. Here you go. Mm-hmm. You know, so those are different kind of questions than, oh, just do it for me. And then,
right.
Those people drive me nuts. And I'm not saying that they're bad people for doing that, but there's a game being played. Mm-hmm. And there's a difference between playing games and not being there mentally enough to go get what you want.
Right.
So, anyway, that was my rant for the night. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you listening. We'll be back Tuesday, though. Mm-hmm. I think Tony's going to be on.
Oh, nice.
Yes. He's got some big news.
That's awesome.
Well, he better now because I just teased it. So,
right.
All right, Tony will be on, and hopefully you'll be able to sit in. And I got to figure out that microphone situation if we do have 3 people in here. Oh, well, we have other microphones, but
yeah.
Just going to make sure it's not echoey. But
we'll figure it out.
All right. Thanks, George, for letting me beat you really bad in fantasy football. Appreciate it. Tony Pollard, you were amazing. That was a nice snag at the very last minute and placed him in right at the last second. So I love fantasy football. It's almost over, though.
I know.
I'm going to be sad. Seasonal depression.
Oh, geez.
It's real. It's real. Thanks for listening. 217recover.com is our website. Get the app. We're in both all the Play stores and Apple stores, stuff like that. But appreciate you listening. Thanks a lot. Read our blogs, 217recovery.com or on the app.
Night, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app.